I'm Bree, and today I want to talk about spirituality, the rigid rules of spirituality, witchy things. Do you have to use crystals for specific purposes? And really, I'm breaking this down in more of a logical plus intuition way. Like, let's really look at this thing. Sometimes there's some inconsistencies that we may notice, like why this crystal, right? Like if you're a questioner, which most of us, I would say, who end up getting to spirituality, end up being, okay, why this crystal? Tell me. You say it means this thing, but like, how do I know it means this thing, right? So it's good to ask these questions. It's important to ask these questions. And anyone who says you don't need to be asking these questions is a potential red flag. So ask these questions. Starting with that, I want to move into, so I've been teaching intuitive tarot, intuitive mentorship for a long time now. And one of the things that I've repeatedly seen is people being like, especially with tarot specifically, well, what happens if I don't have the crystals that I need in order to do my session? Or what if I don't have like a ritual in the sense that I have incense and things like, can I even do this? Like what'll happen? What if I don't clear the deck? Oh no, I screwed up. Okay. So I think these are all rituals that somebody has come up with. These are all things that somebody had decided was the right way to do things. But what you'll find is that it does not matter. What matters is, how do you feel when you're reading for somebody else? How do you feel when you're tapping into a collective energy? And what happens when you just say, you pull out your deck and say, okay, this feels like the right time. Do you feel like you need grounding? Then you do. Then that means take a moment to do whatever feels right. Maybe that's incense. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're a very grounded person and you're always moving slowly through the world. So for you, it just feels like a natural transition. Maybe you are somebody who prefers to do the whole shebang and bring in everything, the crystals, the incense, all the stuff, and have your way to do things. But the thing is, there really is no right and wrong. You don't even need a deck to do a reading for somebody. And I'm going to get into readings, what these are, right? Like, again, the logical mind, the questioning mind is like, okay, tell me more. So getting back to the original topic is like, you don't need these things. They're arbitrary for many people and they're not arbitrary for others. And so what is your way? And I think that anybody who's rigidly saying you must do this thing this way, question that. Why? They may not like that. If there's somebody who's like, you need to do it this way, they typically don't like people questioning that. So you may experience it. And in my circle that I host, which I do an intuitive tarot circle where people are doing exchanges for each other, I've had so many people come into that meeting, that group, and they're like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to have cards. And they just like show up and I was like, well, do you still want to do a reading for somebody? Do you want to try? I'm like, sure. So they go into the room and they do reading exchanges, or I put them in a room with me and they give a fantastic friggin' reading. No cards, nothing, never met this person in my life. And then their confidence is higher, right? So like, once we stop restricting ourselves to these ideas of what something needs to be, we stop limiting ourselves to that level. And if we're even looking at readings, all right, let's break this down. Like, divination has been happening from the beginning of humans. That's something that we've innately had within us, is divination, connection, spirituality. And so looking at divination and even readings, we don't have an answer for what's happening. There are several different theories about what we're experiencing when we're doing this. Is it that we have maybe abilities of telepathy that have not been discovered yet? They're going to get discovered 100 years down the line. I don't know. Is it that we are able to tap into the collective? Is there if we were able to prove it, is there a larger collective that we can sort of tap into when we align our maybe our consciousness with that realm, right? Is it that we're tapping into this deeper intuition that knows more than we think? Like, we're looking at how time is not linear on the studies that they've done, and that well, I guess it's a theory, so not studies, but like some theories that they have, like the theory of everything, is that time is not actually linear based on proof that they have about the information. Everything is information. So time, we're often jumping from the past to the future, to the past to the future, to the past to the future. So if that's an active theory that actually plays true, then that would mean that maybe we're tapping into something there, right? So we don't know, and we need to be aware of that. Like, this is a work in progress. This is experimentation. And then that brings me to my next topic, which is crystals. Or even like spells with specific herbs and things when it's like hard and fast. Okay, what makes an amethyst better for intuition than a jade? What makes regular clear quartz better for clarity than a smoky quartz, right? Like, okay, we look at symbolism. A smoky quartz is smoky. We can't see through it. Yes, okay. But for some, maybe that's what allows them to see clear. Maybe the symbolism of the clear quartz, actually for them, they're seeing too much, they're taking too much in. You know what I mean? So we have to look at what symbolism is coming through for each specific person. What associations do they have? So if you're like, which crystal do I buy? Which is the right one? Oh no, I used the wrong one. These are all concepts, human concepts that we've said this crystal means this specific thing because it's been agreed upon in a larger collective conversation. And so that means that use the flowers that you want. Know that your associations matter. Know that the intention that you are providing this thing matters. You're making something for a client. Well, feel into their energy, your energy, what feels like them, right? What associations do you have that will feel good potentially to them? And then give that to them. Say like, here, I was thinking of you, and this feels like the right thing for you. Take it or leave it. Right? Bringing our autonomy back. Spirituality can take that away in its most rigid form. Autonomy, intuition is exactly what it is. It's intuition. And that's where it's important to sort of be able to really get clear on that. And then I have one last note that I want to talk about. And this is a very important one. This is about bypassing the real reality of spiritual tools. We are looking at spiritual tools, and specifically crystals. It can be easy to, again, just blindly look at all these tools that we're using, not looking at where they're being sourced. As an example, it's easy to just say, okay, somebody in some group says, you need to buy sage. Like, you need sage, and that is it. Okay, so are we looking at where we're sourcing the sage? You know, like, are you sourcing it from somebody who's native, who actually knows how to take care of the plant so that it doesn't deplete the resources? Like, these are all large issues that we don't want to look at, and is this sort of surface spirituality. So like, there are sources if you're going to buy it. And again, people have different opinions on sage. Some say it's a closed practice, some say it's not. But in general, if you're going to do it from a source that's going to benefit people and the culture. And so in addition to that, like, we're looking at crystals. Like, how are these crystals mined? Who is it impacting? Like, where is the black market? And those things are very real realities that we don't want to look at, but those are very real realities of spirituality. So where are you actually supporting harm instead of creating beauty? So that's where this is important, to really reflect on our choices. Where are we purchasing things from? That is more important than having these tools, these important, there we go, right quote, important tools for this specific ritual that we're creating. The best thing you can do is find a way that you can do things sustainably. Let's say you want to create an altar. Use objects that you have. Go to Goodwill and find, like, screw, I'm gonna, just so I didn't get kicked off, screw this deck must be new. Screw this thing must be new. No, that's a problem. That's a problem for our resources and our environment. Go to Goodwill, pick something up, do whatever clearing you need to do with it to feel better, right? And then use it for your altar. Use it for your altar. What makes you feel love when you look at it? That's going to be the most healing for you. It's not these rigid rules. It's not, you need this, you need that, you need this, no. That's consumerism, and that's just needing things because someone says you should. So harvest those flowers that have dried out because they remind you of home. Harvest some of the grass that you had cut because it was your first house. Like, that's where an altar truly comes in and becomes beneficial. We're looking at it and it's reminding us of who we want to be, what we're letting go of. And so free yourself from this while also becoming more aware of your impact, I think is extraordinarily important. So with that, I hope that this provides a little bit of insight, maybe frees you from some things, and then maybe it also feels a little less free talking about the sustainability aspect. But I hope it helps. This is Bree, the Integration Alchemist, beyondastral.com. If you want to book a session, if you want to join the circle, magical.folk on Instagram, and my hub page is Beyond Astral on Instagram. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.